You won't believe this. Giannis's life is about to change forever. The Milwaukee Bucks have now lost 6 games, and this shaky start could push Giannis Antetokounmpo to make one of the boldest decisions of his career. Could this be the pivotal moment that shapes the future of the superstar? With the Bucks struggling, Giannis might be considering a dramatic move, a trade that would shake up the NBA landscape. But which team has the assets to land the Greek freak in his prime? The possibilities are buzzing, and the rumor mill is spinning. Stick with us as we explore the latest buzz surrounding Giannis's future and break down the intriguing reports that have everyone talking. As they say, when one door closes, another opens. And for Giannis, that door could lead to a new team, a new chapter, and a fresh chance at an NBA title. First, let's explore the reasons behind Giannis Antetokounmpo potentially requesting a trade. Giannis Antetokounmpo's potential trade rumors have gained significant traction recently, largely due to the Milwaukee Bucks' underwhelming start to the season. The Bucks has lost 6 games, raising concerns about the team's current trajectory. The Bucks roster, while still featuring big names like Damian Lillard, Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, and Bobby Portis, is aging rapidly. This has led to questions about how much longer the team can remain competitive, especially as younger, more dynamic teams in the Eastern Conference, like the Boston Celtics, Indiana Pacers, and Orlando Magic, continue to rise. Giannis's frustration may stem from the realization that Milwaukee's championship window is closing faster than expected. Middleton's ongoing injury woes and Lillard's decline from his prime in Portland make the roster feel increasingly unbalanced. While Lillard is still a skilled player, he's no longer the perennial superstar he once was, and Giannis may recognize that the team around him is not capable of contending for championships in the long run. Additionally, Giannis may be eyeing a move to a larger market to maximize his global brand. Milwaukee, being a smaller market, limits his exposure compared to teams in bigger cities. Like many stars in the NBA, Giannis could want to elevate his personal brand off the court, seeking more endorsement opportunities and media attention in a market like Miami. Finally, if the Bucks continue to underperform and miss out on a deep playoff run, it's increasingly likely they'll consider retooling or rebuilding around Giannis, rather than risking losing him for nothing in the future. This looming possibility of a roster overhaul has fueled speculation that Giannis could ultimately request a trade. In this scenario, teams like the Miami Heat, who have the assets and ambition to make a blockbuster move, could become prime candidates to acquire him, potentially positioning Giannis in a fresh environment where he can continue his championship pursuit. Now, let's take a look at the top 5 contenders who could potentially land Giannis. While it's uncertain where he'll end up, we're here to make an educated guess on which teams could be in the mix to acquire him. Top 5 dark horse candidates for a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade. The Oklahoma City Thunder have a proven track record of acquiring all-stars through trades, with the Paul George deal being a prime example of how they swooped in unexpectedly. If the Thunder decide to pursue a trade for Giannis, they have the resources to make it happen. Few teams can match the Thunder's collection of draft assets and young talent. They have one of the league's most promising players in Jalen Williams, along with a mix of players like Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, and Lou Dort to match salaries. On top of that, they hold the highly coveted unprotected 2025 pick from the Clippers, which could be a key bargaining chip. The San Antonio Spurs, currently in the midst of a youth movement with generational talent Victor Wembanyama, could be an intriguing suitor for Giannis. While many might suggest that they should let their young core develop and give Wemby more time, the Spurs could be a dark horse. Pairing Giannis with Wembanyama on the defensive end could be terrifying for opposing offenses. The Spurs also have an abundance of young talent and draft picks at their disposal, including Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sochan, Malachi Branham, and more. In terms of draft assets, they can offer Atlanta's unprotected first-round pick, as well as their own picks in 2025 and 2026, along with swap rights in 2026. The Houston Rockets are eager to return to playoff contention, and team owner Tillman Fertitta is reportedly impatient to build a competitive squad. They've already acquired future picks from the Suns, 2025 and 2027, and the Nets, 2027, giving them an intriguing package to offer the Bucks. The Rockets also have young, talented players like Jalen Green, Cam Whitmore, and Amen Thompson. To make salaries work, they could include Dylan Brooks, though this might have to wait until next offseason due to Jalen Green's poison pill restriction. Regardless, the Rockets are positioned to make a compelling offer for Giannis. The Memphis Grizzlies, once the second-best team in the West, are looking to bounce back from a disappointing season. While their assets may not be as attractive as some of the other teams on this list, the Grizzlies still have valuable players to offer. Santi Aldama, Desmond Bane, and a mix of younger players like Scottie Pippen Jr. and Zach Edey could form the core of a potential package. Memphis also holds all their future draft picks, along with second-round picks from the Clippers and Hawks, which could help them assemble a deal. While the Grizzlies are a long shot, they remain an interesting option. At first glance, the New Orleans Pelicans might not seem like a strong candidate for a Giannis trade, but they hold crucial assets that could make them a real player in negotiations. They have control of the Bucks' 2025 first-round pick, top 5, 30 protected, as well as swap rights in 2026 and an unprotected 2027 pick. The Pelicans also hold their own future picks and could offer young talents like Trey Murphy III, Jordan Hawkins, Yves Missi, and Herb Jones. While the Bucks may not have interest in Brandon Ingram, the Pelicans could potentially work with a third team to unload Ingram and offer even more assets. Though a Zion for Giannis swap once seemed like a possibility, it's unlikely now. But the Pelicans still have other valuable pieces to offer. Which team has the best package? As the trade rumors swirl and the deadline approaches, the Thunder and Pelicans emerge as the two teams with the best potential packages for the Bucks. The Thunder can offer a young star in Jalen Williams, along with a treasure trove of draft picks. Meanwhile, the Pelicans' ability to send the Bucks their own future picks, while potentially helping Milwaukee rebuild through a tanking strategy, could be a very appealing offer. Ultimately, if Giannis continues to push for a trade, the Bucks should aim to get the best possible return. While Giannis may have his preferences, history has shown that a player's wishes don't always dictate where they end up. After all, the Bucks secured Damian Lillard despite him being set on a Miami move. The Bucks will need to prioritize securing the best assets in exchange for their superstar if a trade becomes inevitable. As the Giannis Antetokounmpo trade rumors continue to heat up, the NBA world is on edge, waiting to see what comes next for one of basketball's brightest stars. Whether it's the prospect of Giannis Antetokounmpo joining a new team or witnessing more of his jaw-dropping performances, fans are eagerly following every update. With Giannis Antetokounmpo's MVP-caliber stats, his incredible Giannis Antetokounmpo game-winner shots, and the potential for another Giannis Antetokounmpo championship, the excitement around his future is palpable. As the trade deadline approaches, we'll keep a close eye on the developments surrounding Giannis Antetokounmpo. Will he stay loyal to the Bucks or make a bold move? Make sure to stay tuned for more on the latest Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors, his Giannis Antetokounmpo best plays, and all the action from one of the NBA's most electrifying players. No matter where he goes, one thing's for sure: Giannis Antetokounmpo will continue to dominate the basketball world. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for more updates on Giannis Antetokounmpo, his Giannis Antetokounmpo stats, his journey to the next chapter, and the latest in NBA trade news.